What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Cosmic, and welcome to my channel, The Readers Block 21. And today we're going to be talking about something different. Okay, I know I've been going on the Middle Falls High for a second. I knew we are going to go away from that. We will get back to it. Don't get me wrong. But today we're going to be talking about A Door into Time by Sean Inman. We just double check. Yep, A Door into Time by Sean Inman is read by John McCain. Right. I think this is why I actually enjoyed this book a little bit more than I enjoyed Middle Falls, because it's read by the same guy. That's why I enjoyed it. As always, let's have a look at the synopsis. Not all guys obsess over tiny details, but army specialists do. The wall just didn't look right. Alex has been trying to cope. Life after his deployment had been rough. His ex-wife thought he needed to stop disappointing their daughter. She was right. He would try harder. With 6 hours before his little girl's 4th birthday, he saw the anomaly. One wall was too short. Plenty of time to tear it out of uh, uh plenty of time to tear out a panel and look behind it. He found a brick wall. His house wasn't made of brick. Behind that, another just like the first. Now, let me stop you right there, right? This is where you, first of all, don't take down walls because you don't know whether that wall is load bearing, right? Or whether it's holding something up but it shouldn't, right? Secondly, if you take down a wall and find another one, that's time to call the estate agents. But anyway, he still had time. When the second wall came down, Alex stood and stared at the shining doorway. Again, alarm bells should be going off like, Next to it, held up by a knife, was a note. It was a warning, and he didn't listen. You'll love being transported through time to a future unlike anything we've imagined, where Alex fights to get back home, becomes an epic struggle where that's his fault. He shouldn't have opened the door in the first place. This first book in the series will blow you away. That's the synopsis. Right, let's talk about that for a second. Right, first of all, right, if let me put you in a scenario. You've gone ahead and bought a house. Go to the basement, find out that it's got a brick wall in it, where your house isn't actually made of bricks, made of something else. Cool. That could be a structural thing. The neighbors could have put something in there they shouldn't have done. But then you take the brick wall down, right? First of all, I'd be asking, well, A, if the neighbors put it in there. I might be thinking too much into it, but that's just me. A, if the neighbors put it in there, why? And B, why didn't I see this when I was buying it? But suspension of disbelief aside, let's crack on. Say I didn't think about all of that. Then I take the brick wall down. Okay, fine. And the hole doesn't, the house doesn't fall down. Cool. Then you take out the second wall. You don't know what's behind that. Could be the outs. Well, I suppose it's not the outside because you'd measure like how far it is across your room. But fine, you take that wall down, and then you see a door. You're in the basement. What the hell is what the hell is a wall doing in a door? What's a door doing in a basement other than to get into? I'm assuming it's on the other side of the basement. Then you see a warning, right? So many things. You're a Navy SEAL. Come on now, right? You're a Navy SEAL. So many things before. I mean, don't get me wrong. He did the right thing. Well, I say he did the right thing. Story, fantastic. But logically speaking, that's just too many alarm bells, right? But I'm not a Navy SEAL. I don't know. Maybe they do things differently. But let's talk about the story. Alex, the amount of energy he spends in this future to get back to where you know, first of all to get back to his daughter's party, and secondly to get back home. Right? It's immense, right? And you get evolve. You forget that you actually speak English because the world that they speak into, that he goes into, doesn't speak English. They speak this whole other language, and you find yourself trying to mimic this language. You try and mimic, all these little nuances that they do, and all these things that they do, and you're like, oh, that's that. You don't even realize you're doing it out in the world. I read it and well, I listened to it and I couldn't stop saying Gunter for ages, right? Uh so yeah, you are gonna enjoy. It is quite a simple story. It is quite a simple storyline, nothing too complex until you get later into the books. I think the world buildings is the world building that Sean Inman does is fantastic, right? You get to actually immerse yourself in this world, and he also does this with this other. I sound like a Sean Inman PR, but I'm not at this point. I might as well be, but we'll get back to my other stories in a minute. We'll get back to Connie Willis. We'll get back to DJ McCall, but I digress. Sean, where was I? Yes, world building. Yes, the world amount of world building in this place is fantastic. You will enjoy it. Go ahead, read it, buy it, or if you haven't got that, get it on Audible. It is fantastic. He goes through a whole myriad of things. He gets to use his military knowledge in this new world. It doesn't quite work because of a certain thing, and well, a certain thing. It works in one way, doesn't work in the other. And yeah, it is quite a simplistic story. You won't even realize it's over until it's over, but it is a fantastic. This one, Sean does go a little bit different on the ending on this one, right? It's not as happy as Middle Falls, right? It's not as black and white as Middle Falls. It is a bit of a cliffhanger. You do tend to then go into the next book, into the next book, into the next book, um, with a cliffhanger ending. So yeah, go ahead and read and buy this book, and it is a fantastic read. I will do some terrible ones as well, and God knows not every Middle Falls book is great, but I mean that's just like saying, chocolate over vanilla. That's another thing Sean does. It's still all ice cream, right? I don't know whether that makes me a bad guy. But, well, you'll understand when you read the Middle Falls books. But yeah, it is a fantastic read. Go pick it up, read it, and comment, share, like, and all the rest of it. I leave you with this question though, right? If you go find out what your future is like, or go back and relive your past or change your past, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.